Harvard's woes deepen. Pro-Palestine, aka Nazi, students complain college is failing to protect them from racist attacks. A month after Jewish students complained, the Ivy League school is now a bastion of rampant anti-Jewish hatred. Hey, where's all your cries to always punch Nazis now? Like that's what I'd like to know. You were all about always punch Nazis just a little while ago. All right, a group of pro-Palestinian Harvard students have launched a civil rights complaint alleging the school's leadership failed to protect them from rampant harassment and racist attacks, including doxing, stalking, and assault. So now Harvard is getting sued by both sides for not picking a side hard enough. And on top of that, they're losing donors. Look, this is the end result of virtue signaling right there. Nothing you do will ever be enough. You're always going to piss off somebody. If you had just been telling them from the start, shut the fuck up, nobody cares about you and your problems, you wouldn't be having these problems. So the latest headache for the Ivy League school's leadership comes as one of its biggest donors, billionaire Ken Griffin, announced that he had ceased his funding for the school in the wake of the recent scandals. So Griffin, who started trading in his Harvard dormitory before becoming the most profitable hedge fund manager ever, told the audience at the Managed Funds Association conference in Miami on Tuesday he stopped donations for now. Hey, do as I say, and maybe I'll put them back. Like, no, and I've made it clear that to the members of the corporate board, Griffin said when asked whether he was still supporting his alma mater financially. In addition to the new complaint, I guess, Harvard is still under investigation from the Department of Indoctrination over allegations it has become a bastion of rampant anti-Jewish hatred and harassment in the aftermath of the Hamas brutal assault on Israel on October 7th. Yeah, now both sides are going to be playing the victim and suing. Just keep egging them on, man. It doesn't matter which side you're personally on or if you hate them both. This is good. The far left cannibalizing themselves is excellent. The more time and resources they spend cannibalizing each other, that's time and resources they're not spending fucking with us. So that scandal, in addition to allegations of plagiarism, led to the resignation in January of the school's first black female president, Claudine Gay. A lawyer representing the pro-Palestinian students, Christina A. Jump, told the Harvard Crimson this week that she had been told stories of harassment and discrimination and intimidation based on either being Palestinian, Muslim, Arab, and being perceived to, or being perceived to be that, or being allies of their fellow Palestinian students. Well, look, you guys are Nazis now. And this is how you wanted Nazis to be treated. I guess you never expected yourselves to be Nazis, huh? Or else you wouldn't have been supporting this behavior when it was happening to others. So Jump is the head of the civil litigation department of the Muslim Legal Fund of America. For months, students at Harvard have been targeted with rampant harassment and racist attacks, including doxing, stalking, assault for simply being Palestinian, Muslim, and supporters of Palestine rights. A statement on the MLFA website reads, just like the other side, I'm sure they didn't do nothing. They were good boys. They were just minding their own business and they got attacked for no reason. Some have been assaulted simply for wearing keffiyehs, a traditional Palestinian scarves, worn, including having objects thrown at them or poured on them on campus. Wow. Now you know what happens when you're no longer the protected, privileged class, huh? So others have been stalked while working at their or their on-campus student jobs. Many endured repeated doxing and threats, even those did not put themselves in the public eye. It continues. Okay, they may not have put themselves in the public eye, but how much do you want to bet that they signed that damn petition in private, thinking that, oh, now as long as no one finds out, I'll be fine. Pretty good chance something like that happened. Still funny to watch, though. In that statement, a student described their treatment as shocking, terrifying, and outrageous. Yeah, well, what the hell, man? This was supposed to be reserved for our enemies. This isn't supposed to happen to us. It's not fair. Yeah, you can cry all you want, man, but it's not going to save you. We have been chased, spat at, stalked, hounded by doxing trucks on campus, even at our family's homes. On top of worrying about my family's safety in Palestine, I'm living in fear of being attacked while walking to class. No students have to live like this. Yeah, well, what's it feel like being on the receiving end of how you guys usually treat others? Hey, guess what? Protesting is supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. Am I right? That means it's working. So Griffin made headlines in April current year -1 by donating $300 million to Harvard's Faculty of Arts and Sciences, raising the total amount of his gifts to more than $500 million. So months later, students and alumni criticized Claudine Gay, who had been named Harvard's first black president in current year -1, for her handling of the demonstrations about the Israel-Hamas conflict and a testimony to Congress about the crisis. Yeah, the same people who call us Nazis refuse to denounce calls for a genocide. Yeah. Hashtag not a good look, man. It's not going to win you any favors with your own crowd. Damn, let's see. Allegations of plagiarism also mounted, and Gay resigned earlier this month. And now they're Harvard's diversity and inclusion, is it professor, post, like whatever it is, also got busted plagiarizing pretty much everything she's ever done. Look, they wanted to make plagiarism such a big deal. Hold them to their own standards. If they would have destroyed you with these rules, don't feel bad about destroying them with them. So while other alumni, including hedge fund manager Bill Ackman, who has given roughly $50 million to Harvard, publicly called for Gay to be removed, Griffin had made no public comments about Harvard before Tuesday. Until Harvard makes it very clear that they're going to resume their role of as educating young American men and women to be leaders and to be problem solvers. Yeah, as opposed to right now, where they're just being educated to be problems, not problem solvers, just problems. Oh, to take on difficult issues, I'm not interested in supporting the institution, Griffin said. So I cut the woke bullshit. That's all you got to do. Cut the woke bullshit. So he left the door open to resuming his gifts, but made clear changes need to be made in how the school pursues its mission. But isn't its mission to create useless activists, so they can manipulate them to bring about the change they desire? That's their mission, right? Now, speaking more generally about America's elite universities, Griffin said the real question is, will they get back to their roots of educating American children, young adults, to be the future leaders of the country? Or are they going to be maintain being lost in the wilderness of microaggressions, a DEI agenda that seems to have no real end game, and just being lost in the wilderness? No, the end game of DEI is just to milk money now. Like the people, there are some people that make a lot of money on that grift. Griffin Citadel invests of $56 billion. Damn. In current year -2, the firm posted an annual gain of $16 billion, making it the most successful hedge fund of all time. So Harvard is the wealthiest university in the U.S. with $50.7 billion endowment, but alumni like Ackman have accused it of mismanaging the assets. They're good, then pull them out. Griffin's stance now suggests that other mega donors may also slow or stop their giving at a time. At a time tuition for undergrads hovers around $80,000 a year. $80,000 a year. I guess no. You would, like I keep saying, you go to a school like Harvard to network with rich, well-connected people. If you could network with a billionaire that could hook you up, I guess you could be fine. I guess you could be okay. Critics say its fees are becoming unaffordable. Just last week, Harvard shed fresh light on the ongoing investigation into a plagiarism accusation against former President Claudine Gay, including that an independent body recommended a broader review after substantiating some of the complaints. But didn't they mention before she was forced to resign that they did the investigation and found nothing wrong? And now that she resigned, like, oh yeah, all these places, they knew something was up and they requested we look deeper into it. Like, that's not what you were telling us back then, dude. So in a letter Friday to a congressional committee, Harvard said it learned of the plagiarism allegations against Gay on October 24th from a New York Post reporter. The school reached out to several authors who Gay is accused of plagiarizing, and none objected to her language, it said, because she was on their side politically. Do you really think, like, if this woman was like if she was a white conservative man who did this exact same levels of plagiarism, do you think these authors would have been cool with it? Oh, hell no. They'd probably be the ones leading the charge. Oh man, this type of behavior should not be tolerated in our community. So don't take him too seriously. So Harvard then appointed the independent body, which focused on two of Gay's articles published in current year -12 and current year -7. It concluded they're both sophisticated and original and found virtually no evidence of intentional claiming of findings that were not her own. We have investigated ourselves and found nothing wrong. The panel, however, concluded that 9 of the 25 allegations found in the post were of principal concern and featured paraphrased or reproduced language of others, without the quotation marks and without sufficient and clear crediting of sources. So it also found one more instance where fragments of duplicative language and paraphrasing by Gay could be interpreted as her taking credit for another academic's work, though there isn't any evidence that was her aim. You're not going to admit that, obviously. No, in all fairness, it could have been a mistake, but how would you know? Like, what? Do you expect her to tell you outright? Oh, by the way, yeah, I totally intended to take the credit for that. No, man, it's not going to happen. Like, this is the best you can get. Yeah, we'd be expelled regardless of intent. Yeah, that's why we need a laugh when this happens, man. These guys like the rules for radicals so much. One of the good ones there is to hold your enemy to their own standards. Just enjoy the show, man.